Hey guys, it's Scott from Horse Race Day. This is going to take that 2024 Florida Derby, and this is one of three big horse races we got on tap for the weekend. You got the Florida Derby, you got the Arkansas Derby, and then you got the UAE Derby with Forever Young. So should be an exciting week of racing. There's going to be a big time shakeup in the top five at the end of this. We get a little more clarity. You got Fierceness, Forever Young, Mystic Dan, Timberlake, a lot of big name horses on the Derby show running, but nonetheless, we're getting the Florida Derby, and the first horse I like in the Florida Derby is going to be Fierceness, the number 10 horse, and you could almost say this is a 1A, 1B is how I'm about to go. And I'm thinking about leaning towards doing a cold hard exacta with Fierceness and Conquest Warrior. But for Fierceness, it's been on a kind of a good race, bad race pattern. And when this horse runs a good race, boy, does he run a good race. But when he fires that dud, he really does fire the dud. And if you get back on the path, he should run his A race. And if he does that, I think could beat this field, except, a horse like Conquest Warrior might give him a run for his money. But that's going to set up is, let's say Fierce wins the Florida Derby. How are you going to back him in the Kentucky Derby? That's going to be kind of the question you're going to have to answer out of that race. But, nonetheless, it's going to be my top choice so far. And then that's going to bring me number 9 horse, Conquest Warrior. And this horse broke his maiden in about as impressive fashion as I've, seen in a while. And uh, he broke really bad at the start. It was probably about 10 lengths back. And then, he made that big run to, get into the stretch, get back into contention. Then, he got checked again and then had to steady behind a wall of horses. And then whenever he finally came out, he was, a few lengths back again. And then he was able to overtake Antiquariat and win at the wire. And the way he did that, you just don't see horses do that, especially in a second lifetime start. And he just looked much the best on that field. And then they came back and ran an allowance race. And, he beat that field by 5 lengths. Never really looked like to me got out of second gear for that race. And this horse is trained by Suge McGay, who's I think is very good about bringing horses along, methodically, just to throw them off in the deep end. Conquest Warrior, he's a bigger horse. I think he's like a 1,300-pound horse. So, he should be able to get the distance of a mile and an eighth. Uh, there's, if he can make the step up in the Grade 1 Florida Derby, he should be able to, handle this. And for me, I'm leaning towards that cold heart exacta with Conquest Warrior and Fierceness. And that's going to bring me to my third choice. And I'm not so sure about the win spot, but definitely one I think is going to super effective. That's Grandma the First, trained by Victor Barbosa Jr. And in the Tampa Derby, this horse was behind really slow fractions. And, that was the race that nobody could bet because the tote malfunction. And, the pace was real slow, but, he did come up and get third. And it was kind of a four-way, photo almost at the wire. And, the swell stakes, yeah, he did get third, but that was the first race off the layoff. And, there's kind of an excuse for that is, I think Victor Barbosa was, he's pointing on the bigger and better things with this horse. And, this horse, won his first two races, broke his maiden, won an allowance. And they thought enough of him to ship him out to Santa Anita to try, a turf race out there. And, of course, he got third. So, definitely one I think if he runs his right race can finish in the trifecta, superfecta. And I think it's getting overlooked a little bit. As you do have some other horses that will take a little bit of money, like Hades from Joseph Orsino, and this horse won the Holy Bull, albeit set really so factions 25, 50, 114, had everything kind of go his own way in that race. But still, you're going to see a Holy Bull win in the past performance and does have the win over Fiercest. People's probably going to try to bet that. And then you got Franklin's Empire, one of the swell stakes. It should take a little bit of money. And then you got the other Pletcher horse, Bellis, out. And, because it's a Pletcher horse, that name always commands a lot of respect this time of year. So you're going to get money, just based off of that. And Irad Ortiz picks up the mount. And, there's a lot of people that like Irad Ortiz as a jockey. So I can see a horse like Grandma the First getting, really overlooked in the spot. But that's my top three horses for the Florida Derby. And thanks for watching, guys.